Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky, and today we are here to work on a 12 by 12 layout. This is not for a collaboration or anything. This is just something I'm doing for fun. I am scrap lifting myself, so if you stay tuned for the real time, I will show you the layout that I scrap lifted. I have recently been making my videos with the first part of it being a process video, so those who like shorter videos can watch if they would like. And then at the end, I will go ahead and explain a little bit more in real time for those who like longer videos. That's what I've been doing lately. So we're going to see how it works out and if it's popular at all. So you can see right here, I am cutting up some pieces into 3 by 4. This is going to be a grid layout. Now what I am using is for my background piece of paper, that is a close to my heart paper from the Mix In paper pack for July and August catalog. And then on this piece that I'm making into a grid, I do have a 4 by 6 card that I had trimmed down from Close to My Heart, the Summer Vibes collection, and a piece of paper from that same collection. And then I also have those flip-flops are Echo Park, and then that little green piece was just a piece of scrap. I think it could be from a Chamel collection, but I am not 100% sure. So because that 3 by 4 of the 4 by 6 card that I had trimmed out is white, and so it's going to be white on white, I decided to ink the edges of these excuse me, with a Close to My Heart ink. I think it is Fern that I used, but I am not 100% sure. I can see it over on the right hand side of the screen. It's upside down a little bit, but I do believe that is Fern. So on my original layout, I did have a banner that goes right down the center. So that is what I'm doing with these scraps from the Summer Vibes collection. I am going to ink the edges of those and also matte them in white. Sorry, I have got a frog in my throat. It is still pretty early here. I think it's like, okay, not super early. It's like 8 a.m., but I did get a lot of sleep last night. So I've been up since like, I don't know, 3:30 maybe. I've been up for quite some time. So right here, I am going to cut the banner portion out of the bottom part of the banner that's going to go down the center, right like that. I will ink this as well. I did use a centering ruler to kind of try to find the center of this piece. Now, I'm not usually into perfection, and even this time, I mean, things are not perfect. You can see I'm going to mount this on the white paper, and then I'm just going to trim it out with scissors. So that's not going to be perfect. But I will pull out my Tim Holtz centering ruler to try to get the strip that goes down the center in the center. And then I will also use it to try to get that grid part in the center. It may or may not be perfect. I don't know. I did use the centering ruler trying to get it that way. So we'll see how that goes. Here it is right here. So you can see on the centering rulers, in the center of the ruler is a 0, and then it works its way out toward either end, to the right and to the left. That's how you get it to be in the center, right? So that is what I try to do on this to get it centered. I do like this ruler. I don't use it a whole lot because a lot of times my layouts are just willy-nilly, right? They don't need to be centered. But in this particular case, it was all centered in the center of that background page. So yes, it did come in handy to use that for there. So I am going to be using this piece of cardstock right here. I do believe it is called Smoothie, and it is from Close to My Heart. You can see where I have used it to make watermelons for a previous layout. I used it on my Cricut, which is a lot of fun. That was a really cute layout that I loved. You can go back several videos to find that if you'd like. But I do have this piece that's left over, so I go ahead and try to use it, or not try to use it. I did use it to map my photos in. I am going to go ahead and stick it down right here. Now, I did cover up one of those sunglasses, which is perfectly fine. And you can see I pulled out another little sunglass embellishment. I initially thought I was going to use that. Actually, it's not an embellishment. It was off of an Amy Tan paper, and I fussy cut it out. I do play with it a lot, but in the end, I decide not to use that. Now, most of these embellishments that I'm using are from Amy Tan, but these green leaves, I think, came from a pack that I had picked up over at Michael's. it was like they had the leaves. They had like, I don't know, 8 leaves, 8 flamingos, and 8 pineapples or something like that in it. But for the most part, the embellishments on here are going to be Amy Tan. Sorry if you hear my computer running in the background. I did shut the lid, but for some reason it's starting to do something in the background. I don't know what it is. So I am going to go ahead and put these down right here. I do put a little bit of foam tape underneath the flower portions just to kind of pop it off the page a little bit. It'll give me a little bit of shadowing and stuff. So like when this is in the page protector, you can, you know, see just a little bit of something extra, right? But for the most part, I do mimic the top left to the top, or nope, to the bottom right on this one. I don't do that a whole lot, but on this layout I did. I completely mimicked it, and I think it turned out pretty good. Right, here's where my journaling is going to go. And guys, I am actually going to journaling on this one. It's not deep, heavy, or even lengthy journaling. I was just talking about how since COVID-19 has come, my plan was, my grandkids, man, I really want to be so involved with them and see them a lot, you know. But with this COVID-19, I just can't, because we have got, you know, health issues over here in this house, and I am not going to be the one to bring that stuff home to my husband so he can get sick and die. Nope. It is it's not going to happen. So yeah, my little granny plans to be the best ever, they're not really working out this year. So I'm hoping this clears up pretty quickly so that I can resume my granny duties. Now you can see here, I do put that Amy Tan piece down that says fun, and I call it Kiddos. And a funny thing, Kiddos, I should not have used an apostrophe there because it wasn't possessive, but that's okay. I keep it that way. I do not try to pull off that apostrophe. It just stays that way because, as you saw, I did use liquid adhesive to put those down. So they're pretty stuck. It could have been accurate or correct to use that had I started it into a sentence where, you know, it was like it started out possessive, but I didn't do that. So my brain wasn't working, I reckon. I am going to finish this up by putting down some black splatters from my black shimmer pen from Close to My Heart. Now we're going to go in real time here and talk about a little bit more in depth. So thank you guys. If you're leaving me now, thank you for joining me. Check the links down below, and I will see you next time. If you're sticking around, hold on. All right, guys, let's slow it down a little bit and talk about what we did here. Now you can see the papers I used, this one and this one. They're part of the Summer Vibes collection. So is this little 3x4 card right here, or I think it was a 4x6 card I trimmed down. They were part of the Summer Vibes collection over at Close to My Heart. It is still available, so you can check my link down below. So we just kind of made like a grid out of these pattern papers. This is an Echo Park, and this is I don't know, it's out of a 12x12 paper pad. I'm not sure which one. Maybe a Chamel one, I'm not sure. But I went ahead and bordered everything on white to like let it stand out just a little bit more. But see, this is white on white, so I did ink the edges of this. And because I inked the edges of this, I went ahead and inked the edges of all these pattern papers. Now when I made this layout, I went ahead, I scrap lifted myself on this one. So now this one I can put up, I can write my journaling on it, private journaling on it, and I can put it in an album now. On here I left a spot, but yes, I scrap lifted myself on this. We'd have to go back to this video to see if there was a sketch involved or not, and I don't mean to be mean, but I am not doing that. I'm not going back and looking through my videos. Okay, so we have a lot of embellishments on here, and they're the same. Like we have these 2 green flowers. These are green leaves. I think these came out of just a little pack from Michael's. It had like a bunch of these leaves, all the same, and it had a couple flamingos, I do believe, all the same, and maybe pineapple, all the same, something like that. But these ones right here, they're also the same. These are from Amy Tangerine. So I mirrored these leaves and I mirrored these flowers right here. So these are from Amy Tan, and this piece right here that I did the journaling on. Ha, can you believe I did the journaling up front? I know, go me. This right here is Amy Tan, and so is this Fun. Now, underneath the Fun, there were some colors I didn't want to use. That's why we put the title right here. In the other one, the title is like right here. It was a larger title, but I didn't want to put this up here like in the original. The journaling's right here. I didn't want this, is what I decided to use because it was on my desk, guys. I'm not gonna hunt for things for an hour trying to find the perfect thing. I'm not gonna do that. So yes, we just went ahead and dropped it down and put this little die cut over it that said Fun. That didn't seem like that great of a title to me, so I went ahead and put Kiddos on here. Now, I did do this a couple weeks ago, so I don't know, or I don't think that I have everything I used handy still out. I do have this out because I have my alphas, flat alphas, right over there. So these, I think I picked these up at Tuesday morning. Yes, I sure did, a long time ago, 2015. You can see I didn't use a lot of them. So I just spelled out Kiddos right there. Now, when I'm working with these flat alphas, you'll see that I just take my tweezers, I put a glob of glue on my hand, and then I'll just take the alphas and dip them in that glue, because you can't squeeze the glue on the back of these teeny tiny alphas. I just dip them in there, kind of dab them off on my finger or on my hand right here, and then I put them down, because these are not going to stick over time. So I do make sure I do that, and I just use my hand as like the palette, right, to put the glue on. When you take the glue off, if you have fine hair or not so fine hair on your skin, it is going to hurt just a little bit. That's okay. We wax. We're used to that. Well, maybe we don't all wax, but I do. I did go ahead and put a bunch of these black enamel dots down. These are enamel dots from Close to My Heart. I do keep just this little bucket of enamel dots. You can see I don't have very many in here right now. I do keep some in here that I can just grab and go. And then I have another spot for enamel dots and gems and stuff as well. But like if I'm cleaning up my desk, like say I'm gonna go clean up my desk right now. Look, here's a little pack of enamel dots I was playing with. These are the Christmas ones from Close to My Heart. I would just throw them in there instead of finding the other area in my room. I would just stick them right here and then reach for them later. We're good to go. Anyways, so we use these black and white dots. These you can get over there at Close to My Heart anytime. They're just black and white. I like them because I do like, you know, we got black, but the white, you can always change the color with alcohol markers. So the white's pretty cool because it can be black and any color that you choose to put on there. So these are pretty cool. Then what else did we do? Oh, we just went ahead and put splattered around with our black shimmer pen. Can you see the splatters? The splatters are pretty cool on the black. You get like a silver shimmer, so it's really cool. On this one, I just went ahead and squeezed it onto a little stamp block and just kind of I tried it that way because when I first had squeezed the pen, it put a lot of ink out and I didn't want these big ginormous ones, so I just put all that big a lot of ink that came out when I squeezed it. I squeezed it too hard is what happened. It was user error, but that's okay. We can always fix it. I just put it on this block and just bloop, 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 like that. So yeah, that's all we did on this one. I'm really happy with it. I'm really glad that I actually did the journaling on it. So now when we wrap up this video, I'm gonna pull out, I'm gonna get this layout out of this and then I will journal on here, right there. All right, guys, I wanna thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me today. Usually after I do the layout, I will go ahead and tack down some areas a little better. Like that. I think that's good. Yeah, I did want to add a little extra dimension. So underneath, like these flowers right here, there are some foam dots. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This background paper, I didn't mention this. This is actually from the mix-in paper pack from this month. The back side is this really pretty craft. Oh, I wasted that craft paper. Oh, it's okay. I bought extra. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.